Thank you very much. I was supposed to do this in 25 words or less, and had a little difficult time with that. I wrote this in regards to my father, former Corporal, USMC, Anthony J. Yakacki. Growing up in Danbury, my brother and sister and I knew little of our father's war experience, other than that he was a Marine and he was wounded on Iwo Jima. We knew that Dad had some type of medal still in his back after being wounded. Dad never spoke of the battle or how he was wounded. We did see his Purple Heart medal, and I remember asking him about his military gear, and he replied that he was unable to take any of it when they took him out in the stretcher. Excuse me. Dad was always our hero, working all the time to take care of his family, always finding time to coach baseball, be a Boy Scout leader, Troop 81. It was only the past few years that I learned about Dad's heroics that came from News Times articles, and Dad being honored by several groups for his actions on Iwo Jima in 1945. Dad landed on Iwo Jima February 19, 1945, on his 19th birthday. And he recounts Marines in the landing craft singing happy birthday to him just before hitting the beach. Dad was on the island from February 19 until March 12, 1945, when he was wounded. Dad related to interviewers that he was one of 4 survivors of his group of 30 Marines, and that he had collected 14 dog tags of fallen Marines. Dad also tells of the rough terrain on the island and the soil being like coffee grounds, making digging in next to impossible. Dad stated that the enemy was dug in well and were very difficult to find. Like I said, Dad fought on Iwo from February 19 to March 12 when he was wounded. Dad stated that at one time he actually strangled one of the enemies of the hand-to-hand fighting. On March 12, 1945, his unit was hit by an artillery shell, leaving Dad wounded and only 3 other survivors. Dad recounts being splattered with blood and flesh from another Marine prior to being hit himself. Next thing Dad remembers waking up in a hospital bed in Honolulu, and still says he remembers the blood-soaked scene on the island, and the scores of dead Marines and the fierce fighting with the dug-in enemy. Dad is nearly 90 years old, and he still flies the American flag and the USMC flag in front of his home at 36 Dartmouth Lane, Danbury, where he has lived since 1950. Always proud of being in the 4th Marine Division, 25th Regiment, F Company. A hero to all his family. Myself, retired Danbury Police Department. My brother Robert, active Danbury Police Department. My sister Carol Norika, registered nurse at Danbury Hospital. 9 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren. And as I said, we are very proud of our hero father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. Thank you. Dad, could you come up? I need a little help with that.